Greetings and welcome to Fotopod Studios, everyone. I'm here pretty much like everyone else at home, being quarantined, thinking of different ways we can create a better experience for our clients and our customers. One thing that I realized is, touching the screen is going to be an issue. So we decided to try some other options. And one option that I did find that I want to show you guys is something we got from Amazon. I'll bring the box over here. It's a company called iKKEGOL, and it's basically a foot pedal with a USB cable attached to it. Just came in about a couple days. I got this before things started getting really crazy with Amazon, so I got it in about 4 days. In the actual package, you will have a CD-ROM for your drivers. Since our units don't have CD drives, we can't really use this, but they do have drivers that you can get online. And there is a problem with the drivers, and I'll show you how that works. But if you go to the web page here, let me grab the camera here. So when you go to the web page here, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see a link for 1 and 2. So if you click the first link, that one does not work. So make sure that you grab the right drivers, and it's a second link here. And so it's a MediaFire link. Once you download that, it'll show up on your computer. With that icon there, you double click that to open it up, and that's how it looks like. And let me show you the foot pedals so you see how that goes. So we put it on the bottom here. Fotopod, this is the Fotopod version 2 original. So it's the larger one. It has a flash box on top. But on the bottom of the version 2 original, we have a gap here. And with this gap, you can fit cables down the bottom. So this is a USB cable, so we stuck it on the bottom. So I'm just going to hide it. And it wraps around. And on the back of the version 2 original, we have USB ports too. So it just wraps around and plugs into the USB port. So it's nice and clean back there. Once that's on, in the actual driver app, you can specify different keystrokes. Right now we have Enter, and that's because we're using Darkroom Booth, and Darkroom has different key combinations. If you do Control L, that would be color. If you do Control, I think B? Yeah, B, right? Yeah, B, which is black and white. So that would be black and white. On the side here, there's different options. So you can do any key combinations you want. So you can pick any keys. So depending on your Photo Booth software, just find out what keys that will trigger your event. So once you like that, mine's gonna be Enter. So when you click on that, it's gonna just work. We're gonna give it a shot and see if this works. Open up Darkroom. So I'm gonna run it by itself without the foot pedal. So this is just the beginning animation that we have. And I changed it to Stomp to Start. So we also have Spanish as well, but it basically says Stomp to Start. All right, so that's the beginning loop. And then once you step on it, it jumps to that. And then now it goes straight into the actual session. All right, so I'm not gonna go through the whole session, but basically the foot pedal's there. If you step back, you see how it looks like. So the guests will arrive, see the screen. It says Stomp to Start, and then they will just stomp to start the session. All right, so next thing, since we're here, I wanted to go through some units, talk to you about some of our different products we have here. This is the version 4 Nano Pod. What's cool about this is we have a LED branding panel in front of it that you can actually remove. So it's not stuck on, you can remove it off. And the reason is because you might not want it on there. We have a stand that it comes with, a rolling stand. And that way you can put that on a stand and put it anywhere you want. So it's removable. So the version 4 has a LED branding panel that is extremely bright, and it's rated at 2000 CDM2, which is double the brightness that outdoor systems have. So it's extremely bright. This is not an LCD panel, it's actually an LED. So each bulb will be lit up to its maximum. So this is designed to be indoors or outdoors, and you can change the the signage, the digital signage by plugging in a USB port on the back there, and you can program it very easily as well. Like I said, this comes off, so you can put this onto the rolling stand that we have, so it doesn't have to be attached to here. And sometimes you don't want to attach. You might have it towards the front of your booth where people can see it or something. So it depends on how you want to set it up. So that's the LED branding panel and the hashtag printer. I'm gonna just unscrew this. So this goes back like that. Hashtag printer case, which holds the DMP DS620. What's cool about this also is that with these branding panels, here's an example. This right now it's just changing colors, but you can open it up, slide in another one, and have any logo you want on that one. So this one says hashtag printer. So you just slide it right in, and that's how those branding panels work. And you can just go to any printing place and they will just print it on for you, and then you just stick it on like a sticker. So that goes right there. And then with this hashtag printer, it has handles here, so you can hold it and lift it up. And inside the has a magnet here that is pretty tight, but once you open this magnet up, then that's the inside, and this is where you would move the panels. So this is just a blank one. Change it with the hashtag one. So it just slides right in there, like that. And right there. And that's how you change your branding. This is the Nano Pod head unit, and you can actually do different kind of setups. So right now we have the printer, and then on top of that we have the head unit. You can arrange it so you could have the printing come out the front, or flip it around and have it come out the back. So again, it's all touchscreen, so if I go ahead and start it, so that's how it looks like there. This has a built-in ring light that's constant lighting, and also flash. So it's using D-LUX 400 flash unit. You can change the lights here as well. There's a hole here, so you can put in a webcam if you want to. Oh, I think I just started the session. All right, so that's the version 4 Nano Pod. There, it just flashed right there. We have different configurations. So here's a little screen here that shows you the configurations. And we call this the Connect system. And the way that works is, like I mentioned, you can have the printer, and this one is showing the printer on the back side. So that's why it's clean here. And then you have the head unit on top of there, or you can do just the head unit without the printer case, or you can do it like this, what we call the hashtag printer. And that way it's low, and that's your screen, so they can get the hashtag and see what's coming out next, coming up to print. So we have the hashtag printer set up, the head unit with just the base, and then the head unit with the printer case on top of that. So different configurations you can do. So that's the Nano Pod. And we have a remote control here that you can use to adjust it so it goes up and down as well. So that's why you're able to bring it high and low, because this electric column goes up and down. So there's different heights there. All right, so that's the Nano Pod. And what's cool about the Nano Pod that we released at the Photo Booth Expo in 2020 was the Pico Pod. This is the version 7 Pico Pod with built-in color lighting and white lighting. So right now it's just doing its color, but as you approach it, we have a sensor, a human motion sensor, and then as I move, it turns white. So this unit also works, it has a mount that will attach to this as well. So you don't have to use the more expensive Nano Pod. You can use the iPad Pico Pod, the iPad booth, the head unit, and put on top of this as well. So it's very multi-configurable. And then we have our tube lights that we designed that you can put on a little stand, and this is our little postcard advertising. And then since it's flat based, so it's hard to see here, but it's flat, that way people won't trip on it. So that's the tube lights with the stand. This is our curved backdrop that we call the Nautilus curved backdrop system. And that basically is 8.5. So from here to here, is 8.5, and then from bottom to top is 7, so 8.5 by 7. We just have a banner here, and this is our newest mirror systems that we released at the Photo Booth Expo as well, and this is the version 6 Lux Jr. So you have two models here. This one is a smaller one, which is the Lux Jr, and this one right here is the Lux, so it's larger. They're both the same height, but one is a little bit skinnier, so you can see here. This one's a little bit thinner, and this one is definitely a lot thicker. So depending on what size you like, you can go with the bigger one. This is the animation that we have at the beginning. And then again, you can use the foot pedal that we have here on any of these units. So you can just put the foot pedal there. That way you don't have to touch it. So you can remove that and say stomp to start instead of touch to start. Same with this one here. These units have this very specialized LED lighting. We call it LED perimeter lighting. And the way that works is you can control a bunch of settings. And we have a little ring light here as well, so they know where to look now where the camera is. So that's all adjustable. So right now, this one here is static, so they can see it, but you can control it where you can have it on or off if you want to as well. So they know where to look. To control that, we have a iPad here with the app. And this is really cool, but the way this works is, I'm gonna put it on the ground here. You can do different settings. So let me see how I'm gonna do this here. So I'll just put it right here. So there's a little color wheel, and as you move it around, you'll have different sequences. So I'll bring it here so you can see. So you can do chasing lights. So we have about 100 and there's a lot here. 100 and about 150 different patterns you can choose from. So it's a lot here. You can change the speed. You can change the brightness. So if you don't want it too bright and you just want it subtle, that's no problem. Oh, you have an auto. So if you have an auto, what it's doing now, it's cycling through everything. So as I pull back here, so it's going to cycle through different presets. So see here. So it's doing all the different settings. So you can have it on auto if you want to. On the back side, it's only 3.5 inches thin. And then this is where the camera box goes. This is where, so we're using a DSLR camera system. So since we have these little grills here, you can take the camera system out and rotate it 9 degrees and put it onto this mounting system as well, using this special mount we have here. So you take this mount off, you screw it onto the side here, and now you can rotate the camera 9 degrees, so you can do the mirror system in landscape or in portrait now. So that's really cool as well. So that gives you more freedom and more options to do your setups. We have a little stand here that you can put a flash box or your own flash if you want to. So this is our flash box that we have on top of here to give you flash that you can take off and put onto any of our units as well. So they're all using the same flash box system. So one more setting that you have here is that's under effects. We have something under music, and now it's going to be basically sound sensitive. So I'm talking now, that's why it's going off, but if I don't talk, it's off. And it's very sensitive, so as I touch the glass, you can hear go or turn on. So it's very sensitive, which is cool because once you have music going, then it'll go with the music as well. So that's under effects down here. Yeah, so that's our system, the Lux Jr, version 2 original, version 4 Nano Pod with the hashtag system, with the LED branding panel that you can take on and off, and also the version 7 Pico Pod that you can also use with this whole Connect system. So imagine the Pico Pod on top of here as well, so you can have an iPad system as well for this setup. The good thing about the Lux Mirror is we have a stand. We call this the metal stand. It's hard to see it back here, but this metal stand, you can actually put a on the back side here a monitor panel, and on the bottom also you can put a printer stand as well. So we have a stand there, so you could put a printer on the bottom and then a monitor right here, so that way you do your branding or run a slideshow. These all have fans as well. And so if you go with the D-LUX, so that's the Lux. The D-LUX is the one with the cool leather. Now, I gotta show you, this is really, really cool. But it has a nice pattern design with embedded jewels. So it really gives a nice luxury feel to your setup. And this is all together as one piece. So you would get the mirror, cover it with the leather stand, and then put everything into your case, which is only about 8 inches thick altogether. So it folds down to 8 inches thick. We have these Velcro straps so you can actually lift it out, because it's basically skin tight in terms of fitment. So it's going to protect it really well. And we have this in white, black, and hot pink, which I don't have here to show you, but that's some other stuff that we have as well. Again, this is the foot pedal from Amazon, and it's called the iKKEGOL. So try that out. Let me know what you think. Any questions, or leave it in the comments. And definitely, if you want to subscribe, that'd be great. I'll try to put more videos up for you guys. I appreciate it so much. Take care. Bye.